All right. What I want to show you here is how you can use the multiple warehouse shipping feature when you're looking at particular products here on the Essex Brownell website. So you'll see just being logged in under your B2B account, you'll see your name here under the welcome message after you log in. And just be here at the home screen, or you can be at really any screen to start. But let's just go ahead and say we want to start looking for product, and we'll go ahead and just pick something common, pretty simple, like a capacitor. And once we search, we'll be presented with this bib menu that allows us to kind of scroll through all the available capacitors. And if you do select one from here, let's just say you see one here, it'll take you directly to the product display page. And that gives you all the details of that particular capacitor. It also shows you warehouse locations and stock quantities in those locations. Your default will always be at the top, and that's just a warehouse number here beside it. And then it'll be followed by other warehouse locations that have stock of this particular capacitor. And then down here, you'll have more of the detailed attributes of this capacitor for more information. Let's just say you want to go ahead and order from the product display page. The process of doing it from this would be selecting the warehouse locations that have the quantity of this capacitor that you happen to be looking for. So if we say, for instance, you are looking for about 170 of these capacitors, well, you look through the stock, you're not going to be able to order 170 from your default location, but there's 150 in Fort Wayne. Let's go ahead and just put in 150 here, and let's add those to cart. You'll see that those are going to go ahead and get added. I know you can get another 20, let's just say from McDonough, and we'll just put in 20 from there and add that to cart as well. So you just continue to just add inventory from any location to kind of hit your quantity. If you would have only wanted two, and you've got four in your default, you just hit two, you add that to cart, and that will put that in your cart. Let's go ahead and have a look at the cart. Obviously, we've now selected 172. We'll show a little more detail of how this all works and later on, but warehouse here is Fort Wayne. You got 150 coming from here. You're hovering right over the little icon here, warehouse icon. McDonough has got 20, and then you've got two coming from Denver. And what you would do from this point is and we'll show this later on too, but from here you could proceed to check out, and we'll show you a little bit how you can manipulate some of these later here in the video. From here though, let's just say you more or less want to do more of a product listing page of capacitors. You could go ahead and do capacitor, hit enter, and that'll take you right to a listing page, more of a list view of capacitors. So all the same, you can still do pretty much everything in the same order here, but it's just a quick way to see them and add them to cart as you go. So if you see several of them that you want, you just add them to cart from right here. Increase the quantities to whatever, add it to cart. You want some of these, go ahead and add it to cart, and they'll go ahead and they'll add. Now, one thing about this is if you're adding it to cart, that will go into your cart, and it'll go in there as the default shipping location. So you see that we've just added two of the exact same, two separate ones, and they will be in your default location. All right, let's go ahead and clear this cart. All right, so if we go ahead and look at these capacitors, let's go ahead and look at one here you're interested in. You'll see that your price is not shown yet until you click on the eyeball. And when you're looking at in your account, you will see your pricing specific to your account. But if we're looking at this one here, we can actually hit this other link and see warehouses. Well, let's say we want about 250 of these capacitors. Well, we can see that we only have 2 in stock in our default location. So if we was to add 250 from here and add that to cart from our default location, we're going to probably experience some delays on that. One, because they're going to have to get the stock quantity up in that location, but more than likely, they're going to want to probably have you select another warehouse location where there is stock so that they can get it shipped directly to you. So in this case, I want 250. I can see that there's not 250 available, but from where I am, let's say I'll pick this, and let's just say I want 100 from here. I'll go ahead and add that to cart. That'll go ahead and put those in there. I'm going to go ahead and grab 100 from here, from Fort Wayne location. I'm going to add that to cart. And let's go ahead and take from McDonough, we'll take we'll go ahead and take 50 from there and add that to cart. So if we go into the cart at this place, we can see we have 250 added, and we have selected the quickest way for these capacitors to be shipped to us based on where there is inventory. And now this is just an example. You may not need that many capacitors. You may actually have only needed 2, which your default location would show 2. But when you're in the cart and you have product in here, you can simply hover and you can see where the warehouse locations are coming from. If in fact you want to change it, you can by hitting the edit button. Your other choice is go ahead and select your SKU, paste it in place. It's going to go ahead and bring that up. You add it to your quick menu and go ahead and add that to the cart. What happens in the quick order menu is that will always default to your local warehouse that's assigned to you. And then you can see where that is. It's the Denver warehouse. And when you edit it, you can see, oh, there's 2 here. But you actually, let's say I really need an additional 5. I'm going to go ahead and select Tempe and update. Here's Tempe, and I know I can increase that. All right, so it's keeping track of multiple warehouse locations, gives you the option to choose where you want things to be shipped from. So that's all available. The other thing up here about the quick order menu I want to show you is, let's just say you want, and you know a particular capacitor you're looking for. You can do a quick search for it. It'll list you out based on the SKU you start with here. So let's say you actually just want the BC 161s. You put that in here. You know, you want, let's say, 5 of those. Add that to your cart. What that's going to do is add that line item, and it's going to set it as, like we said, your default location. You can have an edit and take a look, and you can see that, okay, in Denver, we do have 13, so you're all good there on that. let's say you wanted to increase that, and for some reason you actually needed 15. Well, you might want to select your next closest location to Denver, which could be, Tempe has 67. You update that, and now you are in Tempe. And of course, you had the inventory there, so we're going to go ahead and ship you 20 out of there. All right. So all that happens. You can hit update cart. Everything is refreshed. Proceed to checkout. When you're in checkout, it's going to go ahead and default. The shipping address is the same as your billing, or you can add a new shipping address here. Purchase order is required at this point. Put in your purchase order number and go ahead and place your order. Credit card purchasing is going to be coming into play probably in the next few months. All right, that pretty well sums it up. If anything comes up, any questions or feature additions that you would like to see happen on this website, feel free to reach out at any time to webmaster@spsx.com. That's webmaster@spsx.com. I'm glad to hear from you, and always like feedback on what would make your experience much easier, save you time, and increase your bottom line. Thank you.